Pahlavi text translated by EWS, Part 4, Contents of the Nasks, Clarendon, Oxford University Press, 1892, Dinkard, Book 9, Chapter 41, 1. The 18th Vargard, Yezi, is about the existence of certain and doubtful evidence and indication as to the future existence arising. 2. About the great dignity of the spirit of good works, and that also of the person doing good works, through the lodgment of that spirit in him. 3. This too, that they praise, recount, and practice the religion of monster worship at the time of the renovation of the universe, that of which the demons, through deceitfulness, and then also wicked mankind, deceived by those who are demons, have said that it does not occur. 4. About the triumph of the sacred beings over the demons at the end of various periods. 5. First, that which occurs when, on account of the preservation of mankind from hell, they praise the religion of monster worship, and that which occurs when Zarathustra, the Spitaman, whose guardian spirit is reverenced, came to the obedient king Kai-Vistasp. 6. Second, when the power and triumph of renewed sovereignty are again connected with the religion, and mankind, on that account, return to the good religion, and this occurs on the near approach of Aushadar, son of Zarathustra, when the righteous king Kitrag Miyan arrives. 7. Third, when mankind contentedly praise the religion of the monster worshippers, and this occurs as Aushadar Ma, son of Zarathustra, arrives. 8. And fourth, that which occurs when everyone shall practice the religion of monster worship with eagerness. At that time arrives the beneficial and triumphant producer of the renovation, Soshans, son of Zarathustra, and this becomes the consumption, Sar Homondi, and supreme triumph of the sacred beings. 9. About inquiring of him who is acquainted with religion, and a wise priest concerning the religion, and hearing of it from him, also well understanding it through wisdom. 10. About abstaining from the secret proceedings, Nehan Homondi, of a deceitful and seductive apostate. 11. This too is said, namely, thou shouldest also not fall into the downcast imprisonment, Nikun Alaki, through the teaching they deceive, where they thus mislead thee to the downcast imprisonment, which is hell. 12. About mankind attaining to the wisdom of an angel, Gedato Danogi, through the grades of intellect, ability, and religion. 13. This too is said, namely, it is for that way when mankind cause the disturbance, sick lenend, of that which is a vile religion, for want of a way, when even this is produced from among the creatures, in which is the opening of a passage for mankind to him, where the evil spirit is dwelling, and making thee surrender, and on account of the stupefying Akomanu. 14. This too, that through the sovereignty of sagacity, every one at last arrives at that way. 15. And this too, that by him who shall persistently perform good works are sinned with fearlessness, it is to be hereupon considered that his performance is mindful, and that the best thing for mankind after birth is purification from sin. 16. This too, that the food and maintenance of the priests depend upon the husbandman. 17. This too, that coveted is now the pleasure and strength of mankind due to the cattle of Kurdad and Amurdad. 18. About the oppressiveness of wrath and envy, and the destruction of both through complete mindfulness and possession of good thought. 19. And this is said, namely, I made the religion of righteousness a combining desire, Voyaki Ham Dahisno, and all mankind's own selves are to be forced at that desire. Also, it's involuntarily seeking of immortality is the reign of the will of all mankind, and advantage always arises from it. 20. This too, that the care of cattle is reverence of Ahuramas. 21. About the progress of righteousness, there is this too, that the greatness is generated therefrom, and its seekers, who are human beings, have demanded the supreme predominance in the best existence. 22. About the praise of the period of the renovation of the universe, there is this too, that at that time, those who were doubtful about it are all disclosed to publicity. Also, the last reward and bridge judgment of the worthy. 23. About the lawfulness of that which occurs through the destruction by Bahuman, who is himself the spiritual lord of the arrangement. There is this too, that the wicked at that time become aware of their own wickedness when their bodies are dissipated. 24. About the destruction of the good works of the wicked, also that of their own souls, that of their spiritual existences, and that of their material bodies. 25. And this too, that at that time of the renovation of the universe occurs the approach of the wisdom of our sovereignty to that of the best of mankind, and that glory is put on by it, through which the destruction of the bad and the development of the good arise. Also, the sagacity which exists in the Bahuman extends to those who are its friends. 26. This too, that there are those who are extenders of the days, and they are beneficial in the country, and their custom, where they have arisen, is an opponent of him who is a wrathful person. 27. And this too, that they shall thereupon excite la vadidunand, a brother and sister with mutual desire, so that they shall form a next of kin marriage with anonymity, and before midday they generate a sublime radiance centered in the face and trembling passion, and they make the radiance grow up, openly manifest, to an altitude of the height of 3 spears, of the length of 3 reeds each, and after midday they have learnt expulsion, Ranaki, and shall remove the fiend who was before a destroyer. 28. About those who gird themselves, where they shall perform their proper duty, and are thus all beneficent for being seen. 29. Perfect is the excellence of righteousness. Verse 28, with the girdling, reminds us that we just don't do rituals and spiritual study. There's preparing for it. And verse 24 reminds us that when evil thought, word, and deed outweighs good thought, word, and deed, then it can be as if the good thoughts, word, and deeds are, weren't even the thing, that they're overshadowed to such a degree that they're like destroyed for the person of evil religion, as they call it. And verse 20 and verses like it remind us that religion is not just worship and study and all that. It's taking care of the fellow creations.